Man, does it feel good to be back? Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Chatty Maddie. Welcome to Season 6, Episode 1 of Chatty Maddie Monday, presented by DeZine Metal Art. We are back. It's been kind of a short off season. I feel like every year my off season gets a little shorter and shorter. And here's why. I think I'm getting deeper and deeper into this pool of racing. We have 2 race cars in our garage right now. I mean, it is absolutely crazy. Not necessarily in our garage, but in our general area of Wisconsin, Elkhart Lake. We do have our 410 car being built back up. For those who do not know, watching live on Instagram from Chatty and Maddie, more of my motorcycle world people. My husband races fast cars as well during the summer in the same series that I announced for. And we have 2 race cars we're building back up again. Last year, we had a little bit of a kerfuffle with our motor, and we could not race because our motor was in an unfortunate situation, if you will. And this year we are in fantastic hands. It is in Minnesota with Scott Brody Racing Engines. We are ready to rock and roll. It's finishing up there in Minnesota. We cannot wait to go back on track with the IRA Sprint Car Series starting in mid-April. And then, of course, we are teaming up again with CK Contractors for our 604 wingless series as well. We've got a couple of races on there as well with the 604 winged cars with Wilmot Raceway. It's going to be a really busy season, but man, my off season keeps getting just ever so short. I do get to celebrate my anniversary, which is January 4th, but afterwards, everything is free game to be able to do it and get back into racing as well. We did get a mule this year. I don't know if we ever posted that, but we did get a mule that Preston is currently going. He's in the garage. I can't pull him out of there. He's finishing up working on that mule. We work together with Greg Wheeler Motorsports, and we have a mule. So I think Preston's doing that right now. Maybe he has the show on in the garage. I have absolutely no idea. I'm just happy that he's found his outlet again. And this year is going to be a lot better than last year. Again, with our 2 cars, we got our 410 sprint car back. We have our 604 wingless back. It is just a busy garage, and we will have a very successful, hopefully, I think it's shaping up to be a very successful 2026 season. Jeff, already figuring it out. He's got it, commenting where he's listening from. If you are doing so and you are listening either from Instagram, which is brand new for season 6, figured out how to do that as well, or you are listening from Chatty Maddie on Facebook or on YouTube, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. We are back for season 6. Make sure you comment where you are listening from. We'd love to see where all over the map and even the world you are listening from. Chatty Maddie Monday is brought to you by DeZine Metal Art. They are located in Knoxville, Iowa, and their season opener is just a few short weeks away here for 2026, and so is your season. If you're looking for a new way to promote your sponsors and your race team, look no further than DeZine Metal Art. DeZine Metal Art is your one-stop shop for anything custom engraving and customization. They are really hot off the press are these poker chips. This is a very unique way to promote your racing business. We have 26R poker chips, and we hand these to the adults, and you can see on that bottom right-hand corner, you see a QR code. That way, we have the same thing. It takes you to our website, our Facebook. It kind of takes you to a one-stop place where anything Preston Rue Racing related is there as well. Additionally, brand new to DeZine Metal Art, you can see behind me, it's mirrored. And of course, right here in front of you, they do also design wing panels. They are a beautiful size. I custom did our 26R car from last year, but they are able to work with you to create a masterpiece for your wing panel or any other design you'd like to highlight your sponsors. Why don't you give old Greg a call from me, from Chatty Maddie, and let him know that I sent you. DeZine Metal Art is a proud sponsor of Chatty Maddie Monday. Thank you so much, Greg, for all you do for us as well. Hi, Gracie. Hi, Joe. Hi, Chuck. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight for Chatty Maddie Monday. Additionally, you can head on over to 4leftturns.net and you can use code CHATTY at checkout. I know Valentine's Day just passed, but in case you might have missed it, you can head on over to 4leftturns.net, grab your Valentine a present. I don't know if you can still get it a couple days late. They're not even going to know. It's the thought that counts, I promise. We have a very special guest here tonight. He's the voice of American Flat Track. He has his own podcast, Off the Groove. Man, I'm so happy to be working with him this Friday for Flat Out Friday 2026. Scottie Deubler, welcome to Chatty Maddie Monday. Scottie McHottie, welcome back. I'm so excited to do the show with you today.
What's going on, Chatty? It's good to see you. Thanks for having me on your podcast. It's a lot of fun. It's different being in the passenger seat, I guess.
It's a crazy train with me driving. I don't know what you're into, but if you've got a 5-point harness, strap it, guy. This is going to be a wicked show.
I'm tied in.
Perfect. We were talking kind of before the show here about how this is going to go, but the main goal is to try to get people to go to Flat Out Friday, which is this Friday located in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Before I was brought into Flat Out Friday back in 2021, I had zero motorcycle experience. All my racing was done on 4 wheels, sometimes fender, mostly open wheel, and you had a seat, there was a 5-point harness, there was a Hans device, there was a helmet. You like to live on the wild side. You have way more of a background in motorcycle flat track racing than I do. I'm traveling all over the country with AFT. Can you let us know a little bit about your background in flat track before we get any further in this?
First of all, flat track's probably the oldest form of motorcycle racing, because when there was one motorcycle, it was okay. When there's two, you want to go faster than your friend, and you can do anywhere you want. You can make a flat track in your backyard. You can make one anywhere. So you go fast and you turn left. Why left? I have no idea, but that's just what we do. Just like NASCAR, they always go fast and turn left. So flat track, go fast, turn left. I raced flat track professionally for about 9 or 10 years, something like that. And when I decided to walk away from there as a racer, I started announcing things, and I've announced a bunch of different things, including you got me into do an IRA sprint car race, heat race last year at Wilmot. I appreciate that. That was like a dream come true. But most of my stuff is 2 wheels. I just did an arena cross last weekend in Reno. But I'm really looking forward to Flat Out Friday because it's in a very tight arena, and it's usually pretty full, and it's where the Milwaukee Bucks play. So the facility is top notch. It's polished concrete, which mostly flat track is on dirt. But on that concrete, they spray Dr. Pepper syrup, which is, you think about it, if you spill a Coke on your floor in your kitchen, it gets really sticky. Well, you take the carbonation out and you just spray the Coke or the Dr. Pepper syrup, whichever they want to use. Usually it's Dr. Pepper because it's got more sugar in it. Well, that sets up. They throw a 4-wheeler out there and they kind of work in the racetrack, and then we go racing. And again, it's little bitty bikes up to full size, Harleys that can, weigh 500 pounds. There's a boonie class. There's a bunch of different classes. I typically, root on that pro class, which is going to be the last night. And those are usually 450s. Sometimes there's a few 250s mixed in. Usually nowadays they're 4-stroke motorcycles. Most of the time they're the motocross style motorcycles that you can buy at your local dealership, whichever brand you like. Lower them down, put flat track racing tires on there. Some people take the front fender off. Some people shave the front fender off to look like a flat tracker. And, usually an exhaust pipe to hop it up a little bit. And then you go racing. It's really cool. And Flat Out Friday is a lot of fun. It is more than just a race. It is an event, and it is a happening, and it is so much fun.
Yeah, absolutely. You talk about the different amounts of classes. That also highlights the different amount of racers Flat Out Friday draws out, right? So you have the pro class, which range in age from anywhere above 18, correct, to be in a pro class?
Yeah, well, it just depends. The AMA, the American Motorcycle Association, they are mandating 16. They're moving it a little bit older. I think I'm not 100% sure on Flat Out Friday, but it's 16, maybe 18 years and up. So that's for insurance purposes. But yeah, so it's the pros have been doing it for a long time. So you can't just, somebody off the street just can't come in and sign in the pro class. But yeah, it's the best of the best.
But if you do want to come straight off the streets that day, there are classes for you, believe it or not. Some of that, like you said, you have to have that experience, and you race your way through 50cc to 65 to 80, right up that. But if you do want to come right off the street, which we only want you to do the nights and the parties before, we encourage that kind of party. However, pre-registration has closed, but you can actually race right off the street with one of our Boonie Bike series.
Yeah, that class is a lot of fun. There's little bitty bikes, like lawnmower engines, like balloon-sized tires, and they're little bikes, big guys on little bikes most of the time. Sometimes there's littler people on them too, but the Boonie Bike class is a lot of fun, and the crowd is so loud for the Boonie Bikes.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's different types of classes, and I'm going back to this. There's even different ages, right? We have the pros, which are the mid-age, but those 50cc riders are just starting this flat track journey, and they're racing those 50cc. I think that it's so cool that Flat Out Friday has such a wide range of racers and riders. Excuse me, I have to get back my terminology here. The riders that kind of show up on a Friday in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, from all over the nation and sometimes even the world to race inside of the Bucks Stadium. It's just kind of a unique thing.
Yeah, it sure is. And you said all over the world, because our friends from Brazil have came over.
Right.
Years. I think we've had a few people from England coming over too. Of course, the Canadians come down because Milwaukee's not that far down south of Canada. So riders from a bunch of different countries, and like you said, all across the United States. The pro class, will draw riders. I think last year we had some riders from Pennsylvania that came because it pays good. And then people have sponsored the laps in the main event. If you lead a lap, you get $100 in the pro class, and it's 35 laps. So say you lead every lap, you get 3,500 bonus bucks, and that's
bonus
just
bucks.
Yeah, bucks. I threw bucks in there too, but that's just for the people that have donated. And there's a class for everybody. There's even a bicycle class. There's an e-bike class, I believe. And my girlfriend took two of her friends, little kids, and they want to race in it now too. So I think they might be riding the bicycle class. I mean,
right?
There's something for everybody, and it's a whole lot of fun. Also, Chatty Maddie, there's a DJ in the center of the track. We're going to have some fun. We're going to dance a little bit.
I've already put in my song request, Scottie. You're going to have to get that list in as well. For everybody who knows me, No Hands is on the list. So we can dance to that, Scottie. I do want to transition from that party too as well. You had mentioned, I'm sorry, did you have something to say first though?
No, I was going to say too, there's classes for everybody. And that now I'm starting thinking, what song am I going to suggest?
See? You got to suggest that to DJ Kev. He is going to play it. It's going to be a good party. I do want to transition. You had mentioned that pro class. You actually worked really closely with the Charlotte Canes family. That AA pro race is in honor of Charlotte Canes. Can you elaborate a little bit more on that? It's kind of like the highlight, the main feature of the night. For anybody who watches like the Chili Bowl or dirt track racing, that's the main show, right? This is the pro class, and it is in honor of Charlotte Canes. Can you elaborate a little bit on that, please, for us, Scottie?
Charlotte was an up-and-comer. She made it, at 5 years old or something like that, right around 5, she knew she wanted to be a professional flat track motorcycle racer. She had a game plan all drawn out. Well, she died in 2016, unfortunately, racing flat track on an XR 750 that she dreamed of racing. She drew an XR 750 when she was a little girl, and she lived her dream and her passion about flat track. Wendy Schneider has recorded all that and has it in an Angels of Dirt, which is out right now. And she's actually going to be sponsoring a racer this entire season who is racing Heck, who you got to interview last year, I believe.
Yeah.
So, but back to Charlotte, she was from the Milwaukee area. That's why we go 35 laps in that last race. That was her number 35L. That was a district letter that she had to run. And, Jack Canes, Charlotte's dad, still comes. He's a part of the event. In years past, different people have raced her bike and have won on her motorcycle at Flat Friday. So it's a very special place. And Jeremy Prock and the entire Flat Out Friday team do an excellent job to keep Charlotte's name out there, keep her everything about Charlotte still going. So everybody doesn't forget about Charlotte. Not like everybody would, but it's still out there. And it's a wonderful thing.
It truly is a breathtaking moment when there's a video, there's family there's friends and family who raced against Charlotte. There's a lot of culture that I really do appreciate that I didn't even know that there was in the motorcycle world, especially to honor, Charlotte for that race. I think they do a really great job. And Jeremy Prock and the entire, I think, pro class does a great job celebrating the life and the honor of Charlotte as well. Yeah,
it's top notch. It's like no other. And I mentioned this before, but you still see the 35L stickers on a lot of their helmets. And passed away 10 years ago, for her memory to have lasted that long with these riders that are still racing now to carry on that legacy, it's very special. And I'm glad Jeremy still does that. I'm glad Jack Canes is still involved. I'm glad they still run 35 laps because it means something. It's not just a random number, and it's a good way to honor Charlotte.
Absolutely. And again, I only found out about this back in 2021, and that was 5 years ago now. And the history of it all is still so rich and so fresh in people's mind. It's just absolutely beautiful to see Jeremy and the entire Flat Out Friday staff still honor that. It's a good transition. I kind of wanted to talk about Jeremy Prock and the Flat Out Friday crew next. You know, I was brought in 5 years ago this year. This is my 5th year doing this. This is your 2nd year back into the show. Can you talk a little bit about the call you received? You've done Flat Track way longer than me, and getting a call from Jeremy Prock last year to join the show must have just been so cool.
It is cool. I did Flat Out Friday quite a few years back, but it was for Harley Davidson when we were streaming different areas and I was in a different room and it was streamed to multiple places. Well, they've kind of consolidated everything now. So getting the call last year to do it, I thought he was just joking around. Like, you know, Micah, who's a wonderful announcer, he does, you know, Nitro Circus and other big tour events like that. And then Mark, who's a local racer, they're like the old guys in the Muppet Show that are sitting up there and everybody having a great. Of course, you know, running down there with all the energy and doing all the interviews and the interviews and keeping the crowd into it on the floor. So I'm like, they don't need an announcer. Like, so when Jeremy called me, I was like, you don't need me. He goes, no, I want to bring a serious side to things and not like I'm not funny, but he goes, you are flat track motorcycle racing.
Absolutely.
I was honored to get the call, honestly. And last year, I took care of a lot of the sponsorship deals, which allowed you to have more freedom to go talk to riders and, you know, have stuff, you know, so we could kind of play off of each other. You would interview, you would do a winner, then I would do a sponsor.
Right.
This year, as we've talked before, we're going to do a little bit more of a flat track 101, kind of like they did at the Chili Bowl, you know, where your normal viewers are used to the Chili Bowl. Well, they did a Chili Bowl 101 or a midget racing 101. So I'm going to do something similar to that this year. I'm going to go back in the pits a little bit further and describe, you know, what you do to a motorcycle to go flat track racing. How is it different than motocross, or how is it different than road racing? You know, in different examples like that. What do they put on their left foot? Like in flat track on the dirt, steel shoe. Indoors on the Dr. Pepper syrup, you put carpet on your boots. So
you do.
Get into some of that stuff a little bit more later on during the Flat Out Friday. But yeah, back to your original question. It was an honor to get the call from Jeremy Prock and the entire crew. We had a get together a few weeks before last year at a pizza place and to, you know, to start recognizing different people, because it takes a village to put on so much going on back in the pits. There's people upstairs, there's timing and scoring in the middle. And I'm sure I'm not even, you know, just touching the surface of the people that I know. I don't know half of their names, but they all come together for one purpose, and that's to put on the best event and the best show. Oh yeah. And then the race happens at the same time. Right. So it takes a lot of different moving pieces, and we all get together and we make it happen. So I'm just honored to be a part of it. I'm looking forward to it this year. I even have a special purchase I made just so I could be more like Chatty Madi.
Oh, you guys have got to buy a ticket for this. If you, I mean, love motorcycle racing, love the event, love the crowd, love the racing, this is right here. This is cinema. This is adding a whole another layer to this. You know, we talk about how much it is just as much of an event, like a show, as much as it is a race. Right. And this is something that Jeremy Prock has crafted himself. Can you do a little bit of compare and contrast for what fans are going to see this Friday night as if they were going to go to a show? And then can you talk to us about what it is going to be like? Specifically, pick one or two races that it is a race. Can you explain that for them?
So it's a show because there's always something going on. It's kind of like if you go to a 3-ring circus, there's something going on over here, then there's something going on over here, and then there's something going on. Kind of like us. I mean, we do an opening ceremonies in the middle. We got everybody's attention. Early in the day, we've already ran practice. We've already ran qualifying heat races. Right. And then opening ceremonies, and then we all start getting involved. We start introducing each other. Mark and Micah are up top. You and myself are down on the floor. Take care of the opening ceremonies. Of course, pay respect to the greatest nation in the world with our national anthem. And then we go racing. But then in between the races, we might do some other things. We'll have the DJ going. Have, you know, crowd interaction. We'll throw stuff into the crowd. You never know who will come to this event. They'll here you will get to interview. It might be somebody famous. It might be somebody legendary. You don't know. It's just I
just try to get myself in a little bit of trouble, like healthy trouble. Like we do a kiss cam. I hope this year we get a kiss cam. I need a Coldplay moment. I need somebody to locate that.
So I want to know. Was that a setup deal, or was that were just random. It kind of seemed like the cameraman knew exactly what to do. But
I think somebody got a raise that night on either end.
Somebody definitely did. But again, it's a show because in between each race, there's something happening. It's not just if you go to a car race, like you go to like the Knoxville Nationals, it's all about sprint car racing, car racing, the best drivers in the world. Well, in between each race, they've got to prep for the next race. So you go out there and you do, you prep the track, you wheel pack, you water the track, whatever. If you go to the Springfield Mile for American Flat Track, it's all about two classes. It's about the big class and it's about the 450 class. Nothing against either one of them, but when they're not on the track, it's kind of quiet, kind of nice chill, just waiting. Well, at Flat Out Friday, it seems like there's no chill time.
There's no chill time.
No time for the moment opening ceremony start until that last race of that Charlotte Kings Memorial race is done. And it's exciting. Like last year it was over and nobody was leaving. It's like they didn't want it was over,
Right.
My girlfriend Michelle even texted me and she's like, "Is that it?" And I'm like, "That's it." Because they wanted more. We
had balloons dropping from the ceiling or rubber balls. I don't remember what it was. We had just done a huge 35 lapper. The crowd was on its feet, and then they were all in like shock.
Yeah, because
like 5 minutes after.
But what I like about it too. It's prompt. It's on time. The only thing that may screw that up is if somebody falls down and gets hurt, which that obviously
God forbid.
Or if there gets some oil or something on the track. But all those people in the infield, all the corner workers, they all have grease rags in their pocket and they've got some kind of cleaner with them too. And they can wipe that oil back up and get it going as quickly as possible. So it's a well-oiled machine, not to put oil on the racetrack, but Hermie and his entire team, every person is there for a reason and they have a purpose. And if anything happens, there's always a way to fix it to keep the show going.
Yeah, it's going to be one heck of a night. And the party starts even tomorrow in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. If you follow Flat Out Friday on Instagram or any kind of social media, you already saw the amount of partying we are about to do this week. Scottie and I aren't getting in until Thursday night, but we will miss all the festivities. We will watch from afar. But if you're on Flat Out Friday's Instagram, you can see that the party starts tomorrow, actually, and it goes all the way through Sunday. Tomorrow is the premier Grand Prix with, you guessed it, one of my favorite classes, one of Micah's favorite classes, the Boonie Bike Series. They do a Boonie Bike World Series, Scottie, and it is like a huge thing. That is where you can buy one from Harbor Freight and show up and race. That's where you want to be. Yeah,
and they race through different bars. I've seen them take a Boonie Bike and jump off of a bar before, and I've seen bikes that back when the Fuel Cafe was involved heavily. But I've seen a lot of different stuff in the Boonie race. It's a lot of fun. It's more of a gathering, and then it happens. But and they get to race almost every single night. I think, if I'm not mistaken, every single night this week.
Every single night, again, starting on Tuesday. That first race starts at South Water Street, Milwaukee at Cooperage. Wednesday night kicks off at Elwoods. Again, the most unsanctioned but official Boonie Bike racing you can imagine. Again, buy one from Harbor Freight, show up that night at the bar, and jump through a ring of fire. That is exactly what these people want. That's, again, Wednesday, February 18th is at Elwoods. Then they tackle the Harley-Davidson Museum. There is a Boonie Bike race there as well. That is on Thursday night. There's a pre-party after the races, but before Flat Out Friday, and that is at the Miramar Theater, again, in Milwaukee. So if you're in Milwaukee, there's plenty of things to do around Flat Out Friday that you can be involved in. Again, Flat Out Friday happens on Friday night at Fiserv Forum in the Bucks Arena. They tear out the actual wood. We are on the concrete with Dr. Pepper syrup. That is on Friday night at 7 p.m. Doors open at 6. And then the Mama Tried show at the Rave is Saturday and Sunday, which you want to check out. That is just a beautiful event. It highlights so many gorgeous motorcycles. And there's a bunch of vendors there and people that want to talk motorcycles, which I think is another highlight of the weekend, Scottie.
Yeah, it's for sure. There's builders from everywhere that come to that as well. And it is a bike show, but also, different people show up to that you might not see anywhere else either. And you can rub elbows with some of your idols. You'll get autographs, take pictures. There's a lot going on at the Mama Tried bike show. And then most of those people come on over to Flat Out Friday too. So there are so many people, hooligans. One class that we didn't mention that we almost forgot to talk about is the women's class too. Yes, and that's love seeing the women's classes getting bigger and bigger. We have a Royal Enfield build train race program at American Flat Track. I think it's just growing. The women's class is growing. It was part of the amateur nationals last year for the Flat Track Grand Championships, which is amazing. Used to in our sport, the women had to race with the guys, and sometimes they win,
right?
But now there's a women's class, and I think that's amazing. And some of those women, like Hannah Lang, she rides in some of the other classes too. So so there's like we said at the start, there's a class for everybody.
Yeah, and you actually just beat me to this. I kind of want to wrap up with Scottie. What are you most looking forward to? What are 3 things from this Flat Out Friday weekend that you are most looking forward to? Regardless if it's part of the show or Mama Tried or whatever, what are some things you are just looking forward to that you think fans would enjoy to see?
Well, I think just hanging out with you is the top. Your energy is just incredible. So hanging out with you has got to be the top one. Of course, I'm the serious guy. I'm the voice of Flat Track, or the voice of American Flat Track, however you want to look at it. I'm there. I want to see the pros. I want to see which pro rider is going to show up. We never know. We kind of get wind that so-and-so's coming or so-and-so's coming. Sometimes so who's going to show up to take home that money? And then I also want to see which bike, jet ski, refrigerator, what's going to be the most creative bike outfit combination in that one crazy class.
The goofball class?
Yes, that's it.
I love that. We talk about how we play off each other so well. And when we added you to the show last year, I say we added you. I also just a lucky call. I got called 5 years ago because they saw me doing sprint car racing, which again is light years different than a flat track.
Yep.
We work so well together on the floor. You have such a knowledge that I don't possess. And that's why we balance us out so well too, because I get to go do more of the fan interaction. Here's kind of this little tidbit of information that I know just from having a conversation, but I can throw it to you who you can tell me more specifics. And that kind of caters to all the fans that arrive at Fiserv Forum that night as well. So I also do really appreciate how much, we can pair with each other, and even more this year, how much we're really going to just vibe together. If you know what I mean, Scottie, with a little bit of a teaser there.
Definitely. It's going to be fun, and yeah, we can definitely play off of each other. And you know what? We don't want to dumb it down too much for the fans, but we also want to introduce our sport to the new fans that may be coming to see flat track for the very first time. So we got a little bit of a mix. Like you'll have more of a general idea, and I can dive deeper into why they're doing that, or why is he running that particular tire, stupid stuff like that, which is not stupid. It's all part of it. But I can break it down a little bit further. You can give the high aerial view, and then I can dive in deeper, and we can just relate it to everybody that's there.
Yeah, I love the other parts that I'm looking forward to is that women's class you talked about. I know Lady Cannon Company, they are actually sponsoring the ladies' boonie bike. I know that they have this beautiful jersey that they just posted on social media as well. They do a lot to bring together the women of the sport, and I think that is so empowering. And the other things that I really enjoy is the pure enthusiasm when riders win a race and they get to go down to victory lane. Hannah Lang won last year, with everything that was happening with Parker and the ceremony that they had for Parker as well, with her winning and her dad there, and the high emotion, even with everybody who wins a Charlotte Canes race or the 50 cc's and they just won their first event and they don't even know what camera to look at, right? That kind of emotion and enthusiasm is something I truly enjoy from Flat Out Friday, especially with just the diverse group of people that we draw out.
Yeah, they, sometimes they don't even know where the podium is. Like they're back behind they can't even see the race. And then they go through the tunnels to come out the other end. So the only race they really get to see is the one that they're in. So they don't know after the race. And so it's sometimes that's part of it too. And then they, sometimes they're celebrating. They're so happy. They're crying that they don't know what to say. And you got to try something out of them. And then, Brady Lang to honor Parker Lang and like you said, Hannah Lang too. So, it's an amazing event. It's a lot of fun. It's action packed. You don't want to miss it this Friday night.
Absolutely. And this is kind of where I want our show to end, Scottie. Is there anything else you kind of want to hype up to Flat Out Friday this Friday?
Just be there, look around, see what's going on. I know Angels of Dirt's going to have some free stuff up there on the concourse. Stop by and see. Paige Keck is going to be up there signing some autographs. They've got some free stuff. And Angels of Dirt movie is free until the end of this month. I know I've mentioned that a couple times, but I want everybody to see that film.
It's a beautiful show. It's a beautiful movie. I watched it this year. It was absolutely gorgeous.
It's amazing. So it's all about fun. It's all about, have a great week. I know you and I will see each other on Thursday night.
We have a good week.
Know it. And then Friday night. I cannot wait for Flat Out Friday.
And I think that is going to be one heck of a weekend as well. If you are coming to the Milwaukee area, there are plenty of things to do. The Harley-Davidson Museum is also giving free admission to all builders and riders. And there also is a discount for any veterans that are wanting to go to the Harley-Davidson Museum. That is an awesome sight to see as well. If you are in town, even if you're there in the morning before Flat Out Friday, head on over to the Harley-Davidson Museum and let them know that you're there for Flat Out Friday. And additionally, if you are staying in town, please head on over to Mama Tried. Scott Moore do a fantastic job with that show as well. I will be there Saturday morning, kind of doing my rounds, hanging out with people like we do. We like just talking, making connections, talking to builders, taking pictures with the builders and getting autographs. I think that is some of the highlights of the weekend. It's something that we only get to do one weekend a year.
Once a year, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, this weekend.
We hope you are there, but if you are not there, they are streaming it live on YouTube, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't buy a ticket. You should buy the ticket and have your butt at Fiserv Forum. We will share more information regarding the live stream as well. But if you truly cannot make it and this does tickle your funny bone, and you can put it on your bucket list for 2027, I would love to see your butt in the seat. But there is a live stream on YouTube for Flat Out Friday. Make sure you subscribe so we can continue to do that as well. Scottie, I'm going to see you on Thursday. I think this is a fantastic. Thank you so much for being a part of Chatty Maddie Monday. And I'm really looking forward to doing our dynamic duo again once more here this Friday.
Thanks for having me on here. I love Chatty Maddie. I love Chatty Maddie Mondays.
I love it.
Awesome.
Thanks so much. Thank you so much, Scottie.
Thank you.
See you later. All right. Well, he is waiting to in our out, so I'm going to hang out with him too for just a little bit longer here after the show. But thank you so much, guys, for being a part of Chatty Maddie Monday. If you haven't already, you can comment where you are listening from. Huge thank you to Wes Irwin with Living Like Outlaws for sharing our show here as well. And thank you, everybody, for commenting already as well. I'll take a quick look at the comments here. Say hi. Hey, Greg Detweiler, if you need DeZine Metal Art right there, he's your guy. Send him a DM. Hi, Doug. Can't wait to be back at the hill. Hey, John. Oh, my gosh, my husband. He is here watching. Thank you, Preston. Hi, Lindsay. Hi, Justin, Joe Brooke, and Gracie. Thank you all so much for being a part of Chatty Maddie Monday. Oh, look, it's Preston. And look at the merchandise.
Look at that. Repping the Mama Tried merchandise.
I love it. This is fantastic. We will see you guys this Friday at Flat Out Friday in Milwaukee, Wisconsin for one weekend only, and then for Mama Tried on Saturday and Sunday as well. Thank you all so much, and we will see you this Friday. See ya.